So growing up with this thing, we used to do quite a few road trips. Whistler, we even visited Leavenworth quite often in the States, going to the Vancouver Island area. This was our road trip mobile, and it makes sense because it was so much cheaper in fuel. The other vehicle that we had in the family at the time was a 1991 GMC Sierra 1500, regular cab, long box. Even though we were just a small family of three, it was still very difficult to drive around everybody, plus the dogs, plus all the gear, plus, you know, all our bags and everything in a regular cab truck for long distances. Anyways, this thing took us everywhere, and growing up with it, it was just the old 4Runner. So as soon as I turned 16 and got my license and was ready to drive, my parents were ready to kind of hand me down the vehicle. So there was a car up for grabs when I was learning to drive. Well, at the time, I definitely looked at it and went, that thing, really? That's what I get to drive every day? I wasn't too thrilled. There's a lot cooler vehicles around at the time. And so it was my daily driver, nothing special. It felt like a hand-me-down. And, you know, I took it every day. But I tell you, I definitely underestimated it. And, you know, looking back now, there's not too many, you know, 16-year-olds, especially at that time, driving around in third-gen 4Runners that, you know, were given as hand-me-downs. Those kids that had them bought them with intent. And, you know, after the last few years of owning this thing, I can really tell why the intent was there. So growing up with it, I learned how to drive manual with it. I think maybe the next day that I had my license, I left a lot in my dad's diesel Duramax automatic, and the next day I was asking my dad how to drive a standard. So he threw me in the seat of this thing and said, okay, here's how you shift. And, you know, growing up with dirt bikes, it didn't take long to grab it, and soon enough I was driving this thing every day. I loved it. It was a different drive. It was, you know, not super stressful, and it was keeping my attention to the road. So I drove around with this thing. I did all my driver's courses with it. I took this thing to university, and it taught me, you know, how to drive a standard. So growing up, I mean, two vehicles that I had after this, I had a Toyota Celica 2000 GT. It had a standard in it. I also had a 1999 Volkswagen Golf, which was also a standard, and a couple other standards after that. So, you know, I really appreciate the fact that this thing taught me as much as it did, and yeah, it was a great vehicle to grow up with.